Hi, everybody. I'm just setting up. If you can't hear me, let me know. Hopefully you can hear me. I have my camera or my phone and my computer's next to me so I can hopefully read the chat. Oh wait, I think it's just now logging in. I'm not sure. It seems to be showing me a commercial, so I'm trying to watch. Okay. It looks like there's a lag. Yes, so there's a small delay, which means this is my first time doing this video. My kids are just finishing their show, so there's background noise, but it's gonna be over in about 2 minutes. And if you have questions, this is so weird because I'm watching myself, but it's a little bit delayed. So I will do my best to answer the questions when I see them. Hopefully, as I go out or as I do the video, I will get to your question, even if you didn't, or even if I didn't answer it. I literally just told my husband that this is gonna be so hard because when I do videos and edit them, I don't know what to say so many times and I redo the video all the time. But today you guys are hearing me live, so I literally can't redo whatever I say. So I'm gonna have so many bloopers. But anyways, hopefully it's fun. I hope you guys learn a lot. I'm gonna give it a couple, probably 2 more minutes, and then we'll start. I did try, I wanted to put my head in the little corner here so you guys could see my face and also see my hands, but I couldn't figure it out. I don't have 5 computer screens. You have to have like one facing your face and one facing your hands. So for the time being, this is gonna have to work, and I'm in my pajamas anyways, so. Okay, so these are the tools that I have. Wait, I guess we'll give it a few more minutes. Hi, everybody. First time. It's my first time actually ever doing a live. So I'm a first timer too. Thank you for those of you that are here. I hope I answer your questions. I hope we make something cute. Yeah, I'll give it a couple minutes. It's so funny. I just see my hands in the video. The lighting looks good though. And this is my little stuff right here. Somebody said, I don't see it anymore, but I think somebody is from Australia. That's awesome. I had my first son in Australia and I lived there for a year in Perth. So that was awesome. My husband's born in England, but his entire family lives in Australia. So, okay, so we're gonna get started. If people come on now, they'll just, I guess, catch up. And I don't know how to post the video afterwards, but I'm gonna keep it open. So these are the tools I told you guys to get. You needed to have these little, I think they're called wire cutters. I'm not even sure. These I've had forever, and these are my cheapy little version. They came in a kit, just like the one I linked on Amazon. It's breaking, and I'm so disappointed. I went to Joann's to get a new pair, but I got so used to using this pair that this part is so minorly different, but I noticed it was harder for me to use this pair. Of course, if you use them, you get used to using them, but I'm so used to this pair, so I just put some surgical tape around it. Okay, so we're gonna have a few options. These are the head pins that I normally use. They are from Michaels. This is the box I accidentally ripped, but it's the 1155. It ends in 1155. They're relatively long enough. I only ever had a problem with these so far, or the first beads, because when you put it on, there's not enough to wire wrap. So if your head pins are shorter, you have to use smaller beads. If your bead is too fat, you don't have enough to do the wrapping. You can make your own. This was my very first time. I made these are called eye pins, I think they're called. They look like this. They have a loop at the bottom already. So you can make your own head pins doing this loop, but then you can always dangle something off of this. You can also use this as a head pin. So you have a dangle bit at the bottom and then you do the wire wrap loop on top. So I'm a righty. I hold the majority of the tools in my right hand, except for when I do the wrapping, you'll see, and I'll walk you guys through that. So I guess let's just start. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read at the same time, but it's hard for me to look at what I'm doing and look over there. Oh, and let me apologize now. This is very hard for me to do in frame. I tried to practice multiple times, but sometimes I mess it up because I'm used to working right under my nose, and this is a little bit further away. Oh no, that's not, I didn't want to show you those ones. I didn't even do anything with those. Okay, so here's some that I worked on last week or last weekend when we went on a camping trip. So let's get started. You're gonna pick up your head pin. Now, if your bead falls off these head pins, some head pins are a little bit fatter at the bottom, but if they fall off, I like to add sequins. You can add a seed bead, but now you're literally just gonna pick up your bead. I'm gonna start with this pink one because I have them open already. You're gonna put it on. Again, you can even just add the sequins for look. So you can put 2 sequins on here, 3, it's totally up to you. You can add a few beads on here. You're the designer, so just have fun with it. Now, the first thing is probably one of the, well, I guess it's all important, but I did have a mark on my pliers. These are the needle nose pliers. These are the flat ones. One side is flat. These are rounded. First, you're gonna take your needle nose pliers and you're gonna find, you can mark it on your plier. I usually do it about here. If you put this further up here, you're gonna have a really long neck. And if you put it too far, you don't have enough room. So, and as you do this, you get more and more consistent. And then you will learn when we start wrapping, it usually takes me about 3 wraps. And then I know I need to cut the wire. So because I always work in about the same spot, I mean, it's not perfect. And trust me, I have plenty of mistakes. You're gonna see me now. I'm gonna make lots of mistakes when I'm on here because I can't hold it up in my face. But I'm holding it in my right hand, and then you're just gonna push this down. So you're making, what is that, a 90-degree angle? You're just gonna literally push it down. Then you're gonna take this out. You're done with these for now. Then you're gonna pick up your round nose pliers. So I'll wait for you guys to push that down. Then you're gonna pick these up, stick this, you wanna put it pretty much on where the bend is. See how I'm holding mine? You don't want to put it over here because then your loop is going to be over here. You kind of want to put it right. You can put it on the angle like this, but I find that kind of difficult. If you put it further over here, you're going to have a crooked loop. So you kind of want to put it right as it starts to bend. And this is the same thing. You want to be consistent where you put this. I always work in the same spot of my pliers as well. Both, see how I naturally grabbed it about here? That's usually about where I loop it. Further down gets really tricky to hold on to it, and further up, it gets really fat, which is fine if you want a bigger loop. But I'm, again, pretty consistent where I grab it. So I grab it here. Now you're just gonna take your finger and push it the other way around the pliers. So now when we're here, you're gonna hold this here. My poor kids are like going to bed now. They're gonna be like, Mom, you're talking so loud. Once you have it here, you pushed it all the way down. You're gonna rotate your needle nose pliers. Don't move where it is, just rotate. So you have to kind of let go a little bit, rotate around. Then you're gonna take this. If you think it moved, you can push it back a little bit. Then you're gonna sneak this hand. See how I'm going? This is the hard part. See how I'm pushing it back? And then I'm gonna sneak my thumb all the way up and push it here. So if you see, there's my loop. We're gonna do a bunch of them because that part, literally, that's the part that takes the most getting used to. I just kind of snuck my finger around and pushed it up. Now, I switch hands. So this, I took the bead off, but normally you don't take the bead off. So I made sure I put it back the same way that I put it on, which is this facing away from me. Then I'm gonna rotate my pliers. I squeeze relatively hard. I kind of readjust this so it's nice and flat. Make sure this is pushed back. If it goes up here, then your loop is gonna change. It's gonna warp. So push this back. Now you're gonna pick up your flat noses again. Now here is the most important part when you're wrapping. I can see it's a little tilted up, so you can kind of bend this back a little bit to straighten it out. Don't be shy, and if you mess it up, that's okay. You're gonna learn as you do it. So now from here, squeeze with these pliers, and you're gonna twist, let go, rotate, pull, and just kind of let it guide. Now I let go again and rotate. Let go, rotate. Let go, rotate. Let go. Okay, so I'm at 3 loops now. I'm gonna do a half of one pretty much. Now if you see, let me let it focus. There's, I can't believe you. I hope they didn't hear that. You're disgusting. I can't help it. Oh my God, Steve. That's my husband. Okay, so from here, I can tell that I can probably go a little bit more. So I'm gonna give it one more little teeny tiny twist. Now I'm gonna cut it. So now I didn't let go of the tension here. Now this part's very dangerous. So if you have glasses, great. If not, maybe you should wear eye protectors. I've gotten kind of good where I can hold here and snip at the same time, but they do fly everywhere. So you wanna make sure you keep this little tail because that's gonna fling off. So snip, just let it drop. Now we have this thing sticking out of the side. I'm sorry if it's not focusing all the way. I'm truly doing my best. Let me see if anyone's complaining. No, it looks like everyone's saying hi, 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 hi. Okay, so from here, now you're gonna take your pliers again and push. If you just squeeze this, it sometimes bubbles out the side. So you wanna avoid that bubbling out. So for now, I guess since the way I'm holding it, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna just rotate my pliers. See, you could already see it's getting tucked in. So now I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna rotate. I'm rotating this hand, my right hand, not this. I'm literally rotating my pliers and you can see it's getting nice and snug in there. And there you go. So this is the first one. See, this one's a little off. If you can see, this one's not, this isn't a perfect loop, but I'm okay with this. I'm very, very OCD, and trust me, sometimes if it was any more not like this, I would redo it. But you don't have to. This is perfect. You don't notice it when it's all hanging on a chunky charm, so it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Trust me, I completely get it because I do it all the time. I also want to mention to you guys, so these are some that I saved to show you. We're going to do some more, but keep practicing while I'm chit-chatting. Now, when you're using glass beads, it is very easy to break them. And I break them a lot. See, this one's a goner. What happened was I twisted this so tight to the glass that the pressure cracked the bottom. So I won't use this one. That one's a goner. The same thing here. This is too tight where I cut it. It's too snug on the bead and it shatters the bead. And again, this one too, no good. So I did all this work and then at the very end, it's like, and you're like, oh man, but it happens. I mean, for every probably 6 beads, I get a dud, but it's okay. It's part of the process. So let's do another one. I'm gonna get a green out. All right, so again, we're gonna put our bead on here. I get my beads all over the place. I get them on Etsy. I get them. No, it doesn't just happen to you. It happens to all of us. And you don't see the bloopers. So it's nice to see that, trust me, I make multiple mistakes. And again, my loops aren't always perfect. I'm pretty OCD about making sure they are, but they don't always come out perfectly. As I was saying, I get my beads from all over the place. These are I think these are Czech glass beads. I like to use glass beads. I do have plastic beads, but I tend to stay away from the plastic beads. I'm just not a fan of the quality is the truth. I like holding the glass. I like holding the sturdy beads. These ones are plastic. I do use the polymer clay beads sometimes, but there is nothing like holding these glass beads. This is one of the stores I buy my beads from. So check her out. She's on Etsy. She has a whole bunch of amazing beads. Okay, so again, you can see I'm lining it up relatively in the same spot I always do. Again, you can mark your pliers with a permanent marker until you get used to eyeballing it. Oh, me. Okay, I'm so sorry. I hope you guys didn't get too frustrated with that. I was trying to get back on as soon as I could. Okay, so I think I was saying you just tilt it over back here. Now you pick up your other pair of pliers and you stick this here. Let me make sure I'm up to the same spot. Yes, okay. I'm delayed on the video even more now. Oh my gosh, is it happening again? No. Okay, so put these in the crack. Well, somewhat of the crack. Put these in the crack. You can see I kind of turned it a little bit. Now you're gonna push this all the way over, rotate. Once you can't go anymore, you're gonna pick it up, release your tension, and then just rotate these pliers. And then sneak this around the back and push it up. I'm gonna take it off and show you. Here's this one. Okay, so this is a good example to show you. See how it's kind of bending over to the left a little bit? If that happens, you can just pull it back a little bit. See, now I have a more even, straight, all I did was pull, I held here, and I pulled my bead in the direction I wanted it to go. So if it was leaning back that way a little bit, I pulled it towards me. So now let me put this back how it should be. If I'm putting it in my left hand. Okay, let me continue this way actually. Okay, so we just did this. We just wrapped it, pushed it over here. Now I switch hands. Now it's in my left hand. Make sure this is nice and tight back here because it loosens up when you're moving around. And now we're gonna get our other pliers and you're gonna pull, release, twist. I kind of guide it the direction I want, but this is the important part. It's the releasing of the wire and twist and rotating your pliers. So you can see every time I can't go anymore, I let go. Now this is gonna be my 4th wrap this time. Oh, sorry, I shook the camera because this bead is smaller. So I'm gonna stop there. So if you see where I just stopped, let me show you this side. It looks like, it's so hard for this to focus on this little hand, but it looks like I have just enough space to wrap that so it doesn't break and it tucks in nicely. So I'm gonna snip this, and I'm gonna take these again, and I'm gonna wrap. This is the part where you wanna be careful not to squeeze your glass bead. Okay, so that one's done. So there's our other little baby guy. So far we got 2. It's been a long time. They take time. Of course, it's not as long once you get the hang of it, but it's definitely longer than, you know, just putting a bead on a whatever it's called, a jump ring. Oh, and I'll talk about my jump rings also. So let's see. I hope everybody, yes, okay. Everybody is still able to watch. Okay, so this is the eye pin. So I've not actually used any of these eye pins yet, so I don't know how hard this metal is. That's the other thing about the metal. If you get metal that's really hard, it's hard to wire wrap them. It makes a huge difference and it's really tough to rotate it around. So now I got my eye pin. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Yeah, I can tell this is a different metal. So I don't know the gauges. I just know that I like those ones from Michaels. Okay, so here it is. Here's my little tilt. Let me see if I can show you from this angle, but I'm gonna go in like right about there. I'm gonna tilt it a little bit. It's pretty much on the bend, but just not way over here. Kind of like on top of the bend. So now I'm gonna push. Yeah, see, this is probably gonna be too small. These eye pins are probably not tucked that all around, nice and tight. Here it is. This might not wrap around, but I'm gonna try because I've already gotten this far. Now I'm gonna take my flat ones, twist, let go, rotate, twist, let go, rotate, twist, let go, rotate. You guys are gonna be saying this in your heads now. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna just make it. Okay, can I go one more time? Let's see, I'm just rotating it to see if I can go, yes. So I can probably go a little bit more. This one might actually be perfect for me just to wrap completely, so I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, it's just gonna break the bead. So I'm gonna tuck this and wrap. Yep. Oh, one more little. All right, here we go. So now this one, I can dangle another bead off of right here using a jump ring. So for my jump rings, I like the ones that Michaels carries. These are the ones, no, that's the next size up. These are Michaels. So these are the Michaels jump rings. I like them because they're kind of thick and they're sturdy. Sometimes jump rings, when you buy the jump rings, the gauge is really thin and they don't hold up as nicely. So it's nice to get, I wish I knew what gauge these were, but you want to get them kind of thick. And because they're not going in the bead, it doesn't matter if they're thick because you're not putting the bead hole through that. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Thanks for your tips. You're welcome, wonky bead. Yes, I also get wonky beads. It's twist, crafty dancing it up. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few more with you. You can keep in the comments if you have questions. Actually, I'm gonna wait a second. If you have any questions, let me know because I'm looking at the screen now. When I wire wrap, it's coming towards me, not away. Okay, so you are you a righty or a lefty? If you're a righty or a lefty, then that's what's causing that. So I push always to my right. So I put the bead on, then I hold my pliers in my right hand and I hold the bead just like this, and then I push it down. That's it. So now it's the wire is pointing away from me. If you do it the other way, it's totally fine. You just have to get used to doing it whatever way is easier for you. I naturally always pushed it this way. So then once I pushed it this way, now I keep it over there. I take my handy dandy rounded nose pliers. And then now this is where I'm going to push it towards me. Oh, I got to move this. Push this towards me until it can't go anymore. Then I rotate my hands and then I sneak it around the back. And this is where you can kind of fidget around with it. So now it's pointing away from me, but when I switch hands, it's now facing towards me. It really doesn't matter too much. Oh, and when I hold it like this. This is where my pressure is. It's very hard if you try to hold it like this. I kind of hold it so my thumb is basically here. And I'm bracing the pliers really tightly. Oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. Okay, so now it's facing towards me. It's just easier for me to face it towards me. That's how I've always done it. And then I wrap away from me and then rotate. Twist it and then rotate. Twist it and then rotate. And then just keep going until, like I said, you're gonna get comfortable with where you need to stop. I'm gonna stop about there, which was also about 3 wraps. See, look, this one's wonky. This one I won't keep. That one's too wonky for me. So you can sometimes straighten it out. Let's see. If you put it in and kind of push, that just means I wasn't paying attention when I rotated it and it moved a little bit. That's a little bit better, but sometimes I even do this, but this is dangerous because if this slips, you're gonna jab yourself in the finger. Now watch, I'm gonna do that because I'm on the camera. And sometimes that helps it too. This one's too far gone for me, but I'm gonna clip it anyways and show you the finishing of it, and then I'll cut it off. Don't throw these out. You can just cut them off and reuse the bead. The bead is not gone. So now you're holding and you rotate your right hand, not the hand that's holding the bead, the hand that has the pliers that you're gonna crimp down on the wire so you can get that nice and tight. I sometimes take the bead off, wrap it the other way or flip it the other way just so I can work right here. And then there you go. It's nice and tucked in. Let me see. I love that you guys all know each other and you are all saying hi. That's awesome. All right, so now let's do one of these polymer clay beads. These beads are nice to do because they're rubber and they're giving and they hide. They hide the imperfections. So we're gonna stick this on. Usually these are too big, so this is gonna come right off. This one's okay, but it's still, you can see it's coming if I pull it through. So I'm gonna put a sequin on here. Sometimes I make them so you can't even tell that there's a sequin on there, and sometimes I make it so it's obvious. So I'm gonna go with that one. Now, this is tricky. See how this is in a dip? This is a tricky bead. I rarely have beads that are like this. When I use the stars from Michael's, I think I got them, or Joann's, they're like this, but let's see if we can kind of make it work. I kind of sneak the bottom in. So I'm gonna go a little bit higher on this one, push away, put these down, come over here right next to your crack, move this so it's out of your way, so it's flat, and then you're gonna rotate the pliers, sneak this around. Okay, and this one I also, look how close I am to the end. That is very hard to hold on to. So it's okay, you can do it, but try to work a little bit further in. It's just a little bit easier. Okay, so now we're gonna twist, rotate, twist, rotate, twist, rotate, twist, rotate. This one's gonna be more because I purposely made it bigger so I could have this little extra bit to get, that happens all the time. I just punch the table. Okay, so I can't get all the way down because the bead won't allow me. So now when I cut it, when you're putting this in here, you just wanna squeeze and do the same rotate, but kind of put it down on an angle. and it'll kind of tuck in. Let me flip this around. I think that might be as good as we're going to get it. These ones are tricky, and I'm going to show you that you can't really get it too perfect. You just got to get your pliers in there. So let me show you. So you can see that wire bit isn't as nice as the other ones, but it's fine. When you're dangling them onto everything, nobody's going to be looking at that so deep in detail. I mean, they might, but it's okay. It looks fine. So that's that one. Let me check if you guys have any questions. Figured it out. Went left on the loop instead of right. Okay, awesome. Yay. I guess I'll do one more and then that'll be it, I guess, right? Unless you want me to do more. I don't know. Like, how does this work? Am I supposed to talk to you about what's going on in my life? Do you want to see more? Okay, so again, here we are. Push it away from you. You're done with the flat. Get the round. Crack it up. I'm going to move. I'm using a little bit of a bigger bead this time. All right, rotate, rotate, sneak it around, nice and tight. And again, when you are looking at it at this point, this is the time where you can adjust your loop. So if you don't like the way it is, you can kind of just readjust from here. This is your time you can fix that little loopy part. Oh, and sometimes if it is wonky, I've put my round nose pliers in like this and taken my other pliers and pulled it towards me. Right now I'm pulling this one towards me, and it helps reshape that centerpiece. So don't just think because it's wonky that it's garbage. Maybe I'll try to do one on purpose next time, and I'll show you what I mean, how you can straighten that out. But don't just give up if it comes out uneven. You just can kind of pull it. It's wire, so it's going to listen to you. You're the boss. Now we're going to do our twist and release. Twist. Oh, I think I changed my lyrics there. Release, twist. What was I saying? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I know I'm pretty close to where I need to be, so I'm going to cut it here as close as I can. Don't let that thing get you in the eyeball. I've also over wrapped before. You can just unwrap it a little bit and then snip it off if you think you've gone too much, if you've done too much. All right, this bead was nice and easy to maneuver because it's nice and big. Okay, so there you go. There's that one. There's that side. All right, let me see. Can you do some with multiple beads? Yes, yes, I can. And yes, you absolutely can. Yes, just keep chatting. It's fun. Okay, so let's do a couple of beads. The problem with doing too many beads is if your head pin isn't long enough, there's not enough wrapping going on here. So let's use some of the, look at these if you want to check these out. These are beautiful. All right. Okay, I'll go over the tools again. What tools do you switch out? My wife doesn't listen to me. Okay, so if you're going to, I'm going to show you, I can't obviously read and concentrate and talk at the same time at all, or craft, so I kind of froze there. So let's do 3 beads. Hopefully this is long enough. So I'm going to put this one on, then I'm going to put this one on, then I'm going to put this one on. Okay. Now, the first tool you need are your flat nose, the flat ones. The ones when you close them together, they are nice and tight. There's no seam, there's no bulging, nothing. Those are your flat nose pliers. So you're going to use those first. Then you're going to put them on. If you've missed it, you always want to go about this far up your pliers, and you can put a little black mark here, a little Sharpie marker, until you're used to where you want to go. Then the first thing you want to do is push it away from you. So you have a nice 90-degree angle here. You can go towards you. Like I said before, I always go away from me. I don't know why, I just do. So now you pick up the curved ones. These ones are round. So you can see these are round. These are called round nose pliers, I believe. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. That is gross. Okay, so you put them in pretty much in the crack. Not completely where it's on an angle because it's hard to hold there. So you just want to, basically, you just want to find a comfortable spot where you can hold the wire and it's not going to move around. Don't overthink it. Sometimes I go over here. It just makes your loop a little bit not as perfect if you don't get it close to the crack. Now you're going to push all the way towards you until you can't go anymore. Now you're going to release the pressure on your round nose pliers, rotate them. Don't move. Don't do this. Don't take this out and in. You want to keep it exactly where it is because then you know you're getting a consistent circle shape around the same thickness of these pliers. Now I kind of put my pointer finger on the beads. It's really just for stability. I don't really do anything with them. And then I rotate this around and follow with my finger all the way up. And then I'm going to take it off to show you. Okay, if you're unhappy with where your hook is or your loop is, this is the time where you can kind of bend it a little bit back. So I don't even know if you could tell. It was a teeny little bit tilted to my left, so I pushed it to my right a little bit. So then your pliers were in like this. So right now, the long part of the metal should be behind the stock. If you've looped it around like I did, it's okay if you went the other way, but then you're going to want to change the way you do the next step. If you're working opposite to what I'm doing, you have to do everything opposite to what I'm doing, because that's where the tension is. So now you're going to rotate. All I did was rotate hands. So now I'm holding this on my left hand. The wire is now facing me behind the stock of beads. So this is 3 beads. The wire is spitting out from back. This is on front. Now you're going to hold, twist, release, rotate. That's what it was. Twist, release, rotate, I think. Okay, twist, release, and then rotate your hand. So you twist it, now I let go, and I rotate. Now this is 3 beads. You want to make sure your beads are down here, so because right now then it looks like I'm done, but then you have all the space down here. So sometimes hold it on an angle, or just be aware of that. I'm going to go probably another half turn. That's probably good. A little touch more. Now I'm going to rotate it because it's spitting out over here. No, I lied. I'm going to do it over there so I can hold my little thing. Now you're going to clip, put that on the table. Now you see I have this little thing sticking out. Like I said before, if you just squish this, it's going to bow out. It's going to bleh. So you want to twist it in. So don't twist this hand. This hand just stays still. The right hand with the flat nose that you're now holding again does the twisting. So you hold and you twist. So you could already see it's getting tucked in there. So now, oh, these colors look so cute together. There's your bead, 3 beads. And there's my lovely little perfect circle. Here's my tight wire wrapping, all snug as a bug in some wire. And there is that. What else? Let's see. Is the wire stainless steel or do you? Okay, I love sterling silver. I would always prefer to use sterling silver, but it is not cheap. It is expensive. So the stuff that I use, I think is just stainless steel, nickel free. Yeah, nickel-free steel. Sometimes it does come off a little bit, but for the most part, I think that's just when it's a faulty head pin. Usually it doesn't. Like you can see here, I just twisted and twisted and twisted, and it's still silver. And if you've ever purchased any of these from me, it's always silver. Rarely does it actually like scuff off of it. I wanted to show you this. When I make my chunky charms, I take a chain. These are from Joann's. They're very hard to find. They're usually always out of them, but again, I like the feel of sturdy heaviness, and these are really nice and chunky, and they're easy to open. So I love the heart. So here, any of this chain will work. I don't even know where I got this. Is this Hobby Lobby? I'm not even sure. No, I think this is Joann's, but any chain. I liked this chain because it was a little bit thick and supportive, and it has the loops where there's a crack in them, so you can open them up to get any length that you want. Let's see, what else can I show you? I think that's it. I'll show you some of these beads that I have. Okay, so These I had custom ordered from an amazing, absolutely amazing artist. Her beads are so awesome. I've ordered from her multiple times and I have yet to use any of them because, oh, I just can't part with them. I really can't part with them. But here's the thing about when you wire wrap these beads like this. These glass beads are not forgiving. They will shatter. And I do not want what happened with these to happen with these. So if you're going to use these glass beads, I would actually recommend under wrapping until you're comfortable and then making it tight. So instead of making the tight wrap, just leave one extra wrap and then just stop there, because then you'll definitely not chip your bead. I think that's it. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you so much for watching my first live. I don't really know if I'm supposed to keep going or keep talking or, oh, I have another thing to share with you. These are from a Betsey Johnson bracelet that I literally purchased in TJ Maxx. It was on clearance, but it was still pricey for these beads, but I snipped the bracelet apart and I took all the beads off so I could have these really cute beads to wire wrap. So basically why I'm telling you that is if you have old jewelry, if you're ever in Goodwill and you see a necklace and you like the beads, buy it and take the beads off. I have another set of beads that I use all the time. These right here. These itty bitty beads, these were a necklace and I cut them off the necklace. I paid, I think like $3 and there were so many of them. I use these, I've been using these, you've seen me use these on my bows. These beads are awesome and it was a necklace for $3. So sometimes, you know, you gotta just think outside of the box and gather your supplies from wherever you see things that you like and use them, cut them up, use them. Yeah, see? Good. Yes. Necklaces for beads. Always. So this was my dud one, wasn't it? Yeah, this was my head pin one. Yeah, that one's a dud. I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll wait a couple seconds to see if anybody has any questions for me. I'm reading the comments now. I hope I was in the frame. I hope that was helpful. I am going to leave this up and posted so you guys can go back and re-watch it. I mean, what else can I show you? You've seen these beads. I showed you guys the wire wrap beads. These are crystals. These also break very easily, but they come out really pretty. And if you sit down, I've spent so many hours on these beads, but now that they're done, it's like, oh, yay, I have all these goodies that I can just grab from when I'm ready to use them. All right, everybody. Happy Saturday night. That was awesome. Hopefully I can share more ideas and projects with you guys doing a live YouTube video. And you guys are the best. Thank you for supporting me always. Thank you for buying my crafts. Thank you for sending me messages. Thank you for being awesome. And I guess you will hear me again. I'm sorry you had to see my cameo little showing of my pajama face. At least I have my clothes on. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh, I have to take you off. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I don't even know how to stop it.